Hey, good afternoon, family. This is the Underrated Darkness. Support my channel. Let's get them likes, the views up. Share this stream. Very important through our social media. Let's get them likes and the views up on my past live stream and videos that I did in the past. Also, hit the bell when I come for a powerful live stream. Tonight, in a few hours at 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time, I'll be having man's talk, none but men. We're going to talk about our issues. So stay tuned for that. All right. We're gonna skip everything else and everything. We got the one and only Isreal Doctrine. Say, how you feel, my brother?
Peace. What up to the moderator, you yourself in the chat room, and everybody that's inclined to listen now and in the future.
Yes, thank you. I know people want to know. I gotta turn the sound up. Can you hear me, brother?
I can hear you.
Good, good. All right. See, I just want to explain to people that, and then I want you to we're gonna wait for some more people to get in and everything. Now, why I created this, fam, because I know people say, "Oh yeah, they threatened Israel." No, that's not the first time this happened. This been going on ever since he be on this movement about African Bambaataa and Poppy. All right, and then so for me, and by hearing this morning when he was hearing when I was looking at it, I'll say, I'm gonna talk about it. And this shit, and this got to stop. The brother did a deed for our community. He protecting our community, and you still got these sick ones want to threaten them. And I want to know where the hell what y'all doing. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna talk about the threats in the past, even up to the future. And I want you to support the brother. Go to the brother's channel, support the Isreal Doctrine Reload. And all I can say, brother, thanks for coming to the channel. I really appreciate that. And I know you're a busy brother and everything. And we're gonna go back when you started this with the other people in your channel, like Dollar Skills, Nerliv, Crystal, Latanya, and the rest of them. How this threats has started to happen when you first started, brother, and that go up to the present.
All right. Well, you called out some names, and hopefully, they don't really mind because they trying to threaten my moderators too. So,
I'm sorry. Okay.
But it's all good because at the end of the day, righteous people stand for righteousness in the face of all danger. Like the Martin Luther Kings, the Malcolm X's, and Medgar Everett's, and Haile Selassie's, and Bob Marley's, and Tupac's, and whoever it is that you looked up to that had to face the bullet one day, because we all not gonna die in our sleeps. Some of us gonna get killed, murdered, and then all the victims of all the slain victims of police brutality, just walking in the street, Sandra Bland, you get choked up for a traffic violation and stuff. But just be yourself, be righteous, and do what you do.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. So when you started the movement of what happened to that boy, plus Poppy and African Bambaataa, how was the atmosphere then in our community?
These death threats been coming before then. My mother been dead for some years now. I don't even know how long she passed away. I really don't like to say dead and death. But people seen that as a way to come at me, just like children. When I was younger, you could whoop a person's ass and they'll say, when they get about 10, 15, 20 feet away, your mama, and run, so you couldn't catch them because you already whooped their ass, and you whoop their ass again if you caught them. So I learned as a youngster, that's what people do. So a lot of people that played that your mama stuff with me for a long time. And I think it got around the internet that if you say something about his mama, most definitely before her son did it, that he'll react a certain way.
Right.
So it was almost a strategy from those he was dealing with at the time that knew this type of thing, in which they told him, if you want to mess up his message and say, well, he mad and he's just attacking me, or he's saying these things about me because I said something about his mama, talk about his mama, then we can point that is when things happen. Because there was a comedic brother, I don't know his name, he said something about my mother, said she looked like a transgender person or whatever because she had cancer of her skin and different stuff, wearing a wig at the time. And a brother by the name of Ishmael Bay from the Ra squad was like, hey, brother, don't do that shit. Woo, woo. He made him apologize. Right? So, as people know, when I did an interview with Sarnetta said something about his wife. And I basically got Sarnetta to apologize. So, in this YouTube game, I never wanted to be the one that played with people's family or people that won on the field or in play. You know, you don't go in the crowd and beat up on the fans.
Right.
Somebody did something on the floor or did something on the field. So then another incident came up. I don't remember exactly who that was. Then Michael Edwards did it. He put up a picture of my mother and said, where's Carmen San Diego? Right? Then a brother by the name of Basim Global Media, Arab, he did it. He said my mama was a bitch and she was burning in hell. And all these things got a reaction from me, but I never went super overboard.
Right.
Because it ain't that deep. I know I was whooping their ass and their only reaction was your mama.
Right.
So these same individuals, though, like I said, it was like a president said, if you say something about his mama, you're going to get a reaction from him that you won't get if you do anything else.
Yeah.
So it's like they told her son this, or her son heard this from somebody. So as I was explaining on one of my shows, if I'm stomping the shit out your head and you happen to say your mama, or I shit on your mama grave, or say whatever it is he said he'll dig my mother. First he said he wanted to fuck my mother. I said my mother's dead because I was in his chat room when he did it. I said my mother's dead. So it's like, how you gonna fuck a dead woman? So he was kind of insinuating that he would fuck a corpse. But then he sounded stupid saying that, so he kind of went to I dig her up and shit on her grave. That's how he started talking. So now the controversy is that I called the feds, or I did, or I'm motivated by doing what I'm doing because he said that. So my demonstration that I was finna go into is to explain how this happened. He said what he said about my mother because I'm stomping the shit out of him. So if he say what he said about my mother because I'm stomping the shit out of him, what was my motivation to stomp the shit out of him at first is what you should be dealing with.
Right.
Not the fact that while I'm stomping the shit out of him, he say that about my mother. Now I might stomp harder, more fierce, and go even crazier with my stomping. But the motivation is not the fact that while I was stomping the shit out of you, you said something about my mama. That ain't what started me to stomping on your ass.
Right.
So this is where everybody is getting confused at. But they did that because there was a lot of people on her son's side back then, if you go check the record. Even Sarnetta and Michael Edwards was on the side back then, if you go check the record. So a lot of people, I believe, once again, fed them this information so that narrative can play today. Because once that move is made, it's forever in the record.
Right.
So this pretty much where we at with the controversy. So now this controversy started because on April the 1st, 2013, there was a boy raped by Bambaataa, stabbed by Bambaataa, and Bambaataa gave her son Camel a picture to go kill his rape victim.
Right.
So that's what this is all about. Now, I didn't know this at first, and many of people didn't know this at first. So me and her son got into it because I was trying to explain to him that don't go out in the public, because he was in the conscious community and still somewhat considered in the conscious community, though he tried to say he ain't. At times he is, sometimes he ain't. Mm-hmm. Don't go in that conscious community, man, after what Polite them did, asking for money, is pretty much what I told them. Polite then fucked it up for everybody. You can't be running around asking for money. Mm-hmm. People gonna say your motivation is to scam them. Pretty much what I was warning them. I said, started an organization, sit down, write who, what, when, where, why, and how, 5 W's and the H. That'll give you a foundation on when you talk about your organization. What's the name, where it's at, when did you start it, why did you start it, what did you know what I'm saying? These who, what, when, where, why, and how you gonna accomplish this mission? Well, we need some money. Mm-hmm. So let's get to it. For me to help runaway children and children of child abuse and neglect and stuff, I need a building. I need a place where they can go wash in facilities and stuff, right? This is what I'm telling. I'm telling them because he talked to Kev Gills, and Kev Gills told him, oh, you can get AdSense, you can get donations and stuff. So he went a whole year on his channel without those things, like he said. He ain't lying when he say that. Mm-hmm. And he had videos that was in the 60,000, 70,000, and if they was monetized, he made a little change. So irritated Genie didn't tell him about this. Tazariak didn't tell him about this. Star didn't tell him about this. Nobody told him how you can make money on YouTube, or even that you can make money on YouTube. Mm-hmm. But you best believe all of those, if I can curse. Can I curse?
Go ahead.
All those motherfuckers was making money off his ass when he came over there and told his Africa Bambaataa story, and they put that shit up on their YouTube, right? Sarnetta didn't tell him. Nobody told him you could be a YouTuber and make money, or the shit you putting up on YouTube, if you monetize it after 1,000 people, you can make money.
Right.
So once Kev Gill told him this, it was like a revelation to him. That's when he came to me and started talking to me, and I gave him the blueprint of how to do it. Start a channel, put the thing up there of the corporation that you create. You ain't got to incorporate it yet or nothing. Now you just, set up the PayPal and stuff. But he didn't want to do that. He seen it as, oh, I can fill my pockets up. That's where you hear him say, I never got paid off this. I never did none of this stuff. Right? I got co-ops. I got all of this conscious speculation, a brother that I guess is surfacing now.
Yeah.
He called it out first. I knew about it, but I guess I missed the fact when he did it. Because he did it on the video. He came out and said, well, Ron Savage said the Zulus trying to kill me, and Sarnetta tried to kill me on 125th Street. I need your help, people. Send me some money right away. Like, shit, you know what I'm saying? I need money. I need it now. Send it right now. I'm broke. And so that's when conscious speculation said, oh, this motherfucker is a Polite. Mm-hmm. He's a Garfield. He's these scam artists in the conscious community. And he called a scam alert. And it was on. That's why he tell the story. He said, well, I never had these problems until I monetized my videos. But who told you how to monetize them? Who told you to monetize? Kev Gills. And when you did that, people attack you. They didn't attack him because he already was monetized and stuff. Now, at this point, you got to say, did Kev Gill know this was going to happen? Or did he foresee this? Or if he set his ass up to do it so he could get attacked? However it go, that's what went down. So when he did this, I got mad. I was like, this bitch didn't hear me, man. I told him, and I was mad, so I made a video. I said, man, go hard or go home. These YouTube streets ain't got love for people like you, man. Mm-hmm. Warning them about YouTube, like I did with DS1, like I do with, so many people that I first meet. Me and you really never went through nothing like that because you was already cool for as DS and me knowing DS and you, we ain't never had no issues or never said nothing. I ain't never seen one of your videos where I was like, oh, bro, you fucking up. You talk about the wrong shit or whatever. But it's constructive criticism. So I was trying to give him constructive criticism. And I was like, nigga, go hard or go home. You playing in these YouTube streets, and these YouTube streets ain't got no love for no motherfucker. SEC now.
Right.
But he didn't want to hear me back then, so I'm on my Brad Jordan. You couldn't tell me shit back then, but now I feel you. So now you feel me, but it's too late. Because he fucked with the wrong nigga, me. I was the worst of them all. Though I was on his side and cool with him, they turned him against me, and then they knew what I was going to do to him.
Right.
They already knew I was finna do what I'm about to do to him. One dude said, I knew you was about to go Master P, you was about to drop CD after CD after CD on that nigga ass. You was finna flood the market. So I did that. He came in my chat. He dissed me. He was like, you got a weak ass channel anyway, blah, blah, blah. I told him, call in, Hassan, let's talk. Now he'll call in to talk to Sadnetta, talk to anybody in the world. He didn't want to call in to talk to me.
Hold on to it. By doing that, the mind, any motherfucker is going to disrespect this conversation, get their asses out. Get them out. We don't play those type of games up in the darkness. I'm sorry about that, Israel. That's how I run my shit.
Hey, that's how you should run it. This your shit. I can't complain about being in your house and living by your rules.
Nah, that's how I do it. Nah, you're not gonna disrespect. If you're not gonna be understand what this brother had done for our community, get the fuck out. I'm sorry about that, brother. Go right ahead. I'm sorry.
So this is where we at now. It's like, okay, Hassan dissed me. So I was like, all right, I gotta come back because he dissing me in my channel, and I tried to help this brother. So I said, okay, I'm gonna dissect his story now and fuck him up because I feel like he lied. He lied to me in my first conversation with him before I had the interview. He was talking about killing Sadnetta and them. And then when we had the interview, certain things he didn't want to talk about that he already told me about that I had on recording. I could have played the recording and the shit would have been a little bit more in depth about the things that I wanted to talk about that he was afraid to talk about. So it's like, okay, this nigga a liar. So I started listening back to all the audio and all the video and reading articles on the internet. I started studying the case more. Because before then, I was working. I would come home and make a video, but I'd never had time to sit down and really study things in detail and stuff. And I just got fired. Because I ain't take shit at my job. Motherfucker was talking shit, asked me to sign some paperwork about some shit. I'm like, I ain't signing shit. I ain't finna sign nothing. And they fired me. So now I'm at home. Me and her son, we done clash heads. And it's like, I got to get this nigga. So I started studying. And as I studied, I said, he took his Facebook video down. He wasn't out here to fight pedophilia because he pulled back. He drew back with his Facebook video. Then I heard him say he took it back because Muhammad Stanley Bell Islam, the head of the Zulu Warriors, saying they was losing money and stuff, and he was hurting the business. So take that video down and don't talk about that no more so the Zulu Warriors can get their money. So I was like, okay, he took his video down. Then he went to the meeting with Muhammad Stanley Bell Islam, and they agreed, and he agreed to be quiet about this shit. So he ain't out here fighting against, you know, pedophilia and shit. This nigga is out here for some other reason. Then Sadnetta, like a week or two later, did the interview with him. in the Bronx.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard that interview. And in that interview, he said people said they ain't trying to cover up. It was me, Mickey Benson, Ice-T manager, and Ahmed Henderson. We were trying to get started, get my video down. He wouldn't take it down, and we had to clear Bam's name. I said, I got this motherfucker. So this a 3-prong assault that I'm about to launch on him. He took his video down. He went to the council meeting, swore allegiance to be quiet, and then he even tried to cover it up by calling Star, Troy Terrain, Star Tamer, Sot 97, and asking him to take it down. Now, Mickey Benson and Ahmed Henderson was asking for the video to come down. He said he was quiet on the phone. So I got him. So I started talking about this and saying, people, look at this. And then I reached out to Star, Layla Wells, Khalil Money, Dave Wedge, and people that was involved in this. And that's when he started trying to talk about my mother, because he was mad and upset that I was enlightening people on the situation that they didn't see and hear clearly until I started talking about it. And so a little bit after that, though I had seen the clip, I really didn't think about it or understand it until Conscious Speculation made a video, and he was saying Sonetta was a Mason or something, and a cap and a whatever. And then he was making a video also trying to tell the Bambaataa story, because he was tagging along with me. He was a co-worker, right? So he made a video and he was saying that Bambaataa was stabbed in Brazil by a Brazilian born stuff. So I was like, nah, Conscious Speculation, you fucking up, man. Don't fuck up the narrative. What you doing and shit. But in that very video, he had the Queen's Flip episode 29. You know, I was supposed to hit that boy audio. And when he released it, I knew about it, but I wasn't ready to go there for that for yet. Cause I did want to probe his mind and see about the boy stuff some more. So I said, okay. Conscious Speculation to set it off already. Fuck it, let me run with it. So then that's when I went to the what happened to the boy thing, and he said he was supposed to kill the boy by the terminology hit. And ooh, that's when he really got mad and tried to say my mama every time he got a chance to piss me off because I was fucking with him by putting the truth out there. But I didn't go talking about him being thied. I didn't go talk about this. I just started going into what happened to that boy. I didn't try to get into nothing personal. So when I told Tommy it wasn't personal, that's what I meant. It wasn't personal. See, and I ain't got to call Tommy no bitch now and get disrespectful with that man. But I told him it wasn't personal. It was business.
Right.
You know, okay, he dissed my channel, but principles say you diss me, I diss you back. It ain't personal. It's business. That's right. Like we boxers. You punch me, what the fuck I supposed to do? Stand there and don't punch you back? And if I do punch you, you gonna say, it's personal. That nigga hit him because he hit him. That's called boxing, nigga. Football, he tackled me because I had the ball. So now I'm mad. I want to get on defense and tackle him. Now, if you offensive player, you stay on the offensive end. But if you get a chance to crack back or do something to block and knock this nigga ass off, then you knock his ass off. But it ain't personal. It's football.
But let me ask you a question, Israel Doctrine. And I always want to ask you this, but this is the right time. I feel when all this. Before you continue, when all this threats was happening, even before then, and I'm talking about the content creators. Did any of them stand by you? Now I know the ones in the channel that you know in your channel, your family has stand by you. But I'm talking about outside of it. Has any of them had stand by you consistently?
Yeah, the brother Unseen Soldier stood by me. He don't be on here that much, you know. He got another YouTube name, but I don't want to say that name.
No problem.
But he stood by me. You know, it's people that spoke on it and dealt with it, but for the most part, I could count them all on my hand. That one of my moderators or whatever, you know, people that is near and dear to my channel. So, but nah, one too many people. Matter of fact, half of them was shit with them jumping on me and giving them shit and trying to give them shit to fire at me and hurt me with. You know, because there's a conversation. A brother by the name of LaRon Campbell came down. I've had a debate in Memphis with William Bell, a preterist dude. People may have heard about it on my channel. And he came down my house, and I had like 6 dogs in the house, this, that, and the other. So him not dealing with animals like that, I came out the house, and he was like, bro, you smell like dogs. You know what I'm saying? Now, to what degree, based up on his frequently being around dogs and stuff, he just told me because he didn't want me going to the place, and then, you know, somebody else that don't be around dogs be like, dude, you smell like, you know, you smell like you've been around dogs. So he had some body spray, I sprayed it on and stuff. Me and him was so-called beefing. So he tried to say that in a hurtful manner and get lives and stuff. And people that knew about that told her son. So he started talking about that. He started trying to talk about other things that people had attacked me with previously. That's why I said people was even on his side on some, yeah, say this and say that, and trying to tell my past history or whatever. Which at the end of the day still ain't no hurtful shit. People tried to use it to hurt me. It didn't hurt me then. It didn't hurt me when he said it, and it'll never hurt me. Because I don't give a fuck what a nigga think anyway. Any nigga that's sniffing up another nigga ass ought to be ashamed of himself.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Now, if a nigga just thinking, you say, nigga, you stinking, get the fuck away from me. And if it's me, I'm going to say, thanks. Let me go wash my ass, or let me go, you know what I'm saying, get this funk off me. You know, if it ain't where I smell my ass and I'm, you know what I'm saying? But this is type of things people do and play. And the brother tried to hurt me. And he said that, and he said something about, you know, $700 that I explained how I got this apple. He said that. People started bringing that up and shit. So it is what it is. This is the dirty game of YouTube when you got YouTubers out here that get personal or try to take you down. They get into this bullshit, and it pays a little bit, so they participated in it for views and money. Just trying to give people a warning if you want to become a creator or whatever. Watch who you talk about, watch who you deal with, and if you got a chat, if you got moderators, make sure that you keep assholes, trolls, and stuff out, because if they see you coming up and probably about to make some money and shit, and steal some of their followers or subscribers or whatever you want to call them, they probably would attack you instead of coming together and making a media group and sharing content and doing stuff like that. Niggas don't know how to get money together. You know what I'm saying? And somebody always want to be the big dog. So it basically boiled down to this. What happened to the board movement came up after the conscious speculation and me really focusing in on the Queen's Flip 29 video. After that, all shit broke loose. People was hating even more. Sarnetta was still on that nigga side. Michael Edwards. I was getting attacked, you know, and I worked through it and I fought through the attack. Eventually, I broke Sarnetta, her son, and Michael away from each other because I did a video one day and I said, oh, y'all want to protect this nigga? Well, let's sit up and have a conversation about this situation and y'all show me how he ain't did wrong. And that broke them up because they didn't want to come and talk about the situation. And after that, her son started flipping on them even more than he was flipping. Then him and Michael Edwards got into it. And Michael Edwards, pretty much one of the cruelest people when you beefing on the internet, because it ain't too much shit he won't say or do. You know, it was just wild. So to make that long story shorter, her son was threatening me. He was threatening people in the movement. Sarnetta joined the movement. Ron Savage was in the movement. Khalil Money was in the movement, this and that. And he was threatening all our lives at one time, and then he was still threatened Sarnetta life when he said, I'm gonna turn into the movement and really highlight that to get you out of here. So I called the feds to protect the people in my movement, to protect people in New York, and to just bring a calm spirit across the community where people that wanted to join the movement or deal with it will come out and deal with it because they're not afraid of her son, because now at least the feds know and they can feel a little bit more comfortable about calling and calling into the shows and feel freer to support the movement and support what was going on.
Yeah, but I want to ask you a question, because this always been like, I meant to ask you this when I was on the phone with you early this morning, a few hours ago. Now you talk about that Hassan Campbell that threatened Sarnetta. Am I correct?
Yeah, he threatened Sarnetta. He said because of Michael Edwards' action, there'll be bloodshed in New York City, and you know, Sarnetta wife and children can even end up dead, or you know, stuff. And he was doing threats by playing videos like Preacher. That's the guy that took Rich Porter, little brother, before Alpo killed him. And once Alpo killed him, he killed this, you know, the little brother ended up dead and things like that. So he was talking about abducting children and things of that nature. He doing it in a sly, monotone way, talking about it indirectly. That's why he do hypotheticals and he talk about certain things. Right now, him and Star having a back and forth conversation through the Shorty and male murder Takashi Treyway conversation. You know, they having their own personal conversation on some you and I know what's going on, and you hear me stabbing and taking. So he's been talking through those things too. He's not that dumb. He's stupid and ignorant as fuck, but he's not that dumb. He was raised by the Zulus, and the Zulus handle things in a certain manner. So he's using that blueprint on the community,
Right.
for playing the good guy, but yet fucking the children in the dark. You know what I'm saying, on some Bambaataa stuff. Well, peace, love, unity, and hip hop, and let's do all that, and we need to do this, and shit need to be this and that. But when I get off this microphone, I'm gonna fuck all them little boys in the back. But I ain't gonna tell y'all that. So peace, love, and hip hop.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what, I asked that question, my brother, because again, correct me if I'm right or wrong. While Hassan was threatening him, if tell me if I'm right or wrong, those are the same people that supported Hassan. Am I correct?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's an off and on thing. Some people say that stuff was to generate views between the two and share audience, just like with Tommy Sotomayor. It was like control opposition. It's the term that I brought to the community a while ago. It's like me and you gonna fight like wrestling. K-Fad is what they call it. So we're gonna get in the ring and we're gonna stomp our feet and hit each other, and it's gonna look like we really fighting. But we done wrote a script out. Now, sometimes wrestlers didn't really got the fighting and stuff because the script said this, and we done went through this choreography and shit and got all this stuff down, but you done really fucked around and hit me. Kind of like Tazariak and Polite. They all both knew they was gonna go out there and put on a show that day. But when the shit got personal between him and Katazat, and he said your father is a child molester, and you scared to talk that shit to Tazariak, and he told him across the motherfucking line to get your ass out of here. It's like, hold up, that wasn't part of the script, bro. What the fuck you doing? It's like, okay, this shit done turned real. We ain't acting no more. So some of those situations was that it was control opposition. They knew what they were supposed to do, and they was putting on the show, but they fucked around and said or did something, and shit got real, and it stopped being a dramatic play, and it turned into some, you know, real Housewives of Atlanta, you know, shit, reality TV shit.
That's crazy. Yeah. So now to really move up along the way, when the threats. Tell me when the threats really start getting intense. Now, I mean, really start stretching. I'm not talking about now. We're talking. Now, I want to know when it's really start, entering your channel, mean your family. I'm not gonna say no names because I said names before, and I apologize for that.
Oh, it's all good. But I just wanted to let you know too. Not knowing is, a problem sometimes when they say, and when knowing is half the battle. So, but I mean, I can't really call it, man. Her son made a threat. He know a brother by the name of JoJo Capone. He took a picture with him before. The brother JoJo Capone is the brother that was in between the Rick Ross and the GDs. He know Larry Hoover, Lil Hair, Larry, and all of that. GD Gangster, the Disciples, Growth and Development and stuff. So he a big name dude in Chicago. Her son know him. So he really didn't know if I stayed in Arkansas or Chicago. So what he said was he can get JoJo to Capone to touch me, like hurt me or kill me. Now, in this exchange, Doggy Diamonds is friends with JoJo Capone. And he was also mad at Doggy Diamonds, and he started threatening him because Doggy Diamonds came on my show and he didn't know me and her son was in it. But Doggy Diamonds came over to my show because they was doing a press run for the Black Power Awards. Him and my brother Knowledge. So we had a show and it had nothing to do with her son. But Sarnetta came into the chat and was like, can I be a part of it and stuff? And so her son seen that and he was like, y'all setting me up with Doggy Diamonds and Doggy Diamonds. I know where you live. I'd have been to your house before, and threatened Doggy Diamonds. He threatened me with JoJo Capone, somebody Doggy know and stuff. So it's like he's always been reckless and becoming more reckless. That's why eventually I called the feds. Like I reason in my head and would like other people to reason and think. If last year he said this shit about my mother, now it's damn near 2 years later, how was he saying something about my mother a year ago, motivating me to call the FBI today when most of the shit that I've been talking about and still talking about, I talked about a year ago. See, number one, he has came out since the What Happened to the Boy movement and spoke more about the boy in more detail than any other time. And since he done made these statements in this day and time, it was the proper time to take the statements that are more visible, clearer for people to understand now, more detail, and let the people know exactly what he said. Because some of the stuff after he said the Queen flicks, you probably couldn't really prove it still. But I'm gonna play 2 audios where you can hear him clearly saying what he said. One of them is the one that I played to the FBI person that was taking the complaint or whatever. So I'm gonna play another one first, and then we'll play that one.
Okay, go ahead.
So this one right here is her son telling us he a different guy than the one that used to be with Bambaataa.
The man who raised me. It's not the same situation as the man who came forward because Africa Bambaataa got stabbed. Young man who allegedly, I say alleged because I never known Africa Bambaataa to play with drugs. So that part I say alleged, but nevertheless, that man woke up, that young man woke up in Africa Bambaataa's house with Africa Bambaataa giving him oral sex. That man went into the kitchen. He grabbed a knife. He commenced to stabbing Bam, stabbing him. Ahmed Henderson ran in the room, which is Bambaataa's manager / roommate. He ran in the room to help Bam. Ahmed is a black belt. That dude was so mad, he stabbed Ahmed too and ran out of the house. Ahmed is a black belt. He couldn't even stop him. The kid was so mad. swinging that knife. He ran out of that house. I went to the hospital. I was one of the first ones there. Why? Because Bam raised me. No, I wasn't around Bam like that. When y'all see the pictures of me and Bam, that was events that Zulu Nation had. Zulu Nation is my family. I was raised in the Zulu Nation, and some of my family members are Zulu members. Y'all don't understand how deep that go. But anyway, I went to that hospital. When I got to that hospital and realized what was going on and what the situation was, when I got to Bam's house, after Bam got out of the hospital, to figure out what really, really happened, and he gave me the picture of a light-skinned Puerto Rican little boy that looked just like me as a kid.
So a light-skinned Puerto Rican little boy that looked like him when he was a kid. So this is a young man that Bambaataa is finna rape, then give him a picture to kill the boy. So who's the worst? The one that raped him or the one that took his time and put a knife in his throat or shot him in the head and watched him die? Who should be told on? The one that raped him or the one that killed him? Or should they both be told on that he raped him and gave him a picture to kill him, and 9 out of 10, since we can't find the boy, he probably killed him and watched him take his last breath.
And he gave me that picture because I was going to be the one who killed that boy. Picture.
He gave me that picture because I was going to be the one to kill that boy, is what he said.
For Africa Bambaataa.
No, for Africa Bambaataa. He gave me that picture because I was going to be the one to kill that boy for Africa Bambaataa.
Please share this video to your...
So, here go the next one.
That Latino brother, my prayers go out to him. I don't know what's going on with him right now, but my prayers go out to him. He was the last one that we know about the day that Africa Bambaataa got stabbed. No alleged, I was at the hospital. No alleged, I seen the picture of the boy. No alleged, I was asked to execute that boy, so he wouldn't spread his story.
He was asked to execute that boy for Bambaataa, so he wouldn't tell his story. He received a picture because he was going to be the one to kill that boy for Africa Bambaataa. And that's what the feds needed to know, and I pulled the trigger and made sure they knew. And for that, people trying to give me more death threats and say I'm a rat and won't tell the whole story. They half-ass tell the story, trying to, you know, put my life in danger.
Wow.
Because I told the feds that this man received a picture from Africa Bambaataa. I played the last video to the feds. I didn't play the first, and let them hear him say he was supposed to assassinate the boy to keep the boy quiet. So for me telling the feds that this guy took a picture from this guy that raped a young kid, not a grown-ass man, a young kid, drugged him, was performing oral sex and putting his finger up his rectum when he woke up, as reported. And because he fought back and he didn't want his manhood taken like that, this man would accept a picture from his rapist, not just his rapist, but also this young man rapist, and go murder the boy. What if he did? I don't know. But he conspired with this man that raped him, and they raped this boy to kill this boy.
Wow. So, let me ask. Now, did anybody have threatens conscious information?
I don't know. He just disappeared off the scene. He was like, "Look, bro, it's getting too serious. I ain't got no problem with you." He talked to his son, and then he hadn't left yet. Me and him communicated a little bit. He came on my channel and spoke. And after that, it was like people were saying people done figured out who he is and stuff, and he just disappeared. And let me say this, they was trying to say that he was Itachion, the rapper that got murdered in Miami. You know, X. They was trying to say that was him, and I got X murdered, or conscious speculation murdered, who was supposed to be ex-Exitacion. That's a whole nother part of this thing that was crazy as fuck that we don't even talk about.
Wow. So along the way that you brought up Poppy and stuff like that, and why you and the rest of the family was bringing up this evidence and stuff, and I want you to really talk about how the threats was happening and how they really escalated, and plus at the same time that ends up to really right now that is really continuing.
Well, I really can't go into deep about that. They just happen when they happen. I recognized them. Okay. I spoke about them on the channel at the time, so it's a record on my YouTube channel. But it was like, them niggas talking shit. Fuck them niggas. I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. Niggas ain't coming to Arkansas fucking with me. But that's why I say I spoke out, because they started speaking like DS1 came up, because people know he from Brooklyn.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But is he in Brooklyn now? No, but because they figure people from New York, they was like, well, if I bump into your ass in New York, nigga, I'm gonna fuck you up for being over there in this chat room. So that's it. And I'm at 18%, so I don't know how long I'm gonna be able to stay.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, we're gonna do it like this. I was gonna ask anybody put some questions in.
I mean, you could do your thing until my computer might just die out, but we can stay here until it die out.
Okay. So rat ass bastard, go to hell. Let me see. Let me get this motherfucker out. You know, your motherfuckers got nerve. All these. Oh, he's right. He's right. What are y'all doing about our community?
Brother,
I want to know.
Brother, we got a little time. Fuck that chat. Fuck them people.
Yeah.
If you would.
Yeah. We going. But the thing about Israel Doctrine, my brother, what do we as a people in the community? What would we need to do to fight against these threats? What the steps that we need to take right now?
Just be men and women and stand up for what's right. Speak out against it. It's called info activism. People try to say, well, they got a new name for Stitch. But when you see the police shoot somebody down in the street, do you tell the police or do you tell the news people that the police did it and stuff? If somebody snatch up a little child and drive off in a van, do you report that or not? Because if you report it, that's snitching. You seen the crime and you told on the crime. If somebody said, if somebody hit your car and they ain't got insurance, but they got warrants and stuff, do they say, look, man, I got a warrant. So though I hit your car and I ain't got insurance, if you tell on me, I'm end up going to jail. So you snitching that I hit your car. And, you know what I'm saying? People just want to be silly as hell, brother. That's it. You know, and it's a shame that it's quote unquote black folks, those that self-identify or get identified as black. These are black people that saying they don't want no justice, but then say they mad at the white man because he stole your grandparents or your great-grandparents, brought them over here, raped them and whooped their ass and got free labor out of them. You mad. Right. And you mad because you can't tell nobody or snitch to nobody and say, look what the white man did.
Yeah, right. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? It says, see, for me, this channel is all about solutions. You know what I'm saying? And it's not all about. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you, but it's about the compensatory code. Go read Nelly Fuller. Listen to Nelly Fuller and learn. I'm just saying for the people in general, learn what the universal man is and not what the black man is or the white man, because the black man is a racist man. The white man is racist man. But universal man is every man, woman, and child. You know what I'm saying? It's humanity. So we need a compensatory code. When these things happen, the code say you do this. If the code is, if he touched children, we take his ass out there, put his head on the chopping block, somebody with a big ass axe cut his head off. Then when he touch a child, we take his ass out there, put him on the chopping block and cut his head off.
Yeah, I remember when my father was living and he was originally from Georgia, and he was telling me stories like Paraphies or wherever. He said one time they with this lady, she was like raping little boys. And I remember he said with these women, with these men, strap up, cut open, put some stuff in there and blow up. And now I'm looking like, yeah, I'm like, what is going on? He says the times are changing. He said we got to get back to things what we used to do to protect our family. And I think that at times that, you know, our community, I'm not gonna say everybody, but I'm saying a lot of us got too comfortable, think it's okay. This mess has happened with African Bambaataa and Poppy and the rest of the Zulu nation, and then we ain't talking about the Mwapians. That's like another conversation. I'm talking about way back now. And me, like I said, me born and raised in New York, especially I'm originally from Brooklyn, so I see those things. And other than that, you know, I'm just want to let you know I salute you, and I know the people in the chat salute you. I know people who be around, they salute you, and we appreciate you as a brother. But I know you get the thing get run out. Tell them about your channel, and shit.
Well, I'll just say this right now. Type in Isreal Doctrine in the search engine, and you can find my channel and other people that's talking about me. And whatever you heard here on this show, you can hear what other people saying, and you can, you know, balance the two out. And hopefully you make a righteous judgment on if I did something right or didn't do something right, you know, because you can go to my channel, Isreal Doctrine Reloaded. You can hear the conversation with the FBI lady just taking it down and stuff. And you can see if I'm lying on them and stuff. See, they can't say I'm lying on them and stuff. They just said, well, you told on them. That's snitching. But right. I'm telling on a man that took a picture from a grown-ass man that drug-induced raped a little kid that he said and agreed that he would kill for that grown-ass man that raped him. Drug-induced raped him. That's some sick shit. So now you a murderer of children, but he's supposed to be the man that's trying to save the community and save the children. You took a fucking picture to murder a child, but everybody fine with that, and they mad at me because I told it. How the fuck you gonna tell on him? This motherfucker say he took a picture to murder a child,
right?
But he good and I'm bad. And then he tell him over there, what's evil is good now. And what's good is evil now. And they believe that shit. So the evil that he do, they declare that shit is good. And the good that I do, they declare that shit is evil. See how fucked up the world is? And he'll tell them the world is backwards. He telling the truth. But see, this goes back to, and I'm going to be gone after this. This goes back to the serpent in the garden and stuff. He told a woman, basically eat from the tree. The woman said, God said we ain't supposed to eat of the tree. And then he said, damn. Well, if you do eat from the tree, you're going to be just like God. You're going to know the knowledge of good and evil. And she say, and the first one was a lie. The second one was the truth. So he said, you know, you won't surely die. That was a lie. But then he said, you will gain knowledge of good and evil and you will know shit like God. That was the truth. So she ate the lie and the truth. She ate from the tree and condemned herself and all of humanity after that because she the mother of all living. So that's the way the devil do. He gonna tell you some truth, but in that truth, he got a little poison pill of. He poured some poison and he just took a syringe and put some poison in it, and you gonna eat it. You like, damn, we'll just say apple because people been told they ate an apple all their life, so fuck it, I'll go with the apple. Then you take a bite of that apple and you're like, ooh, this is a good juice, sweet tasting apple. And you eat that motherfucker up. And when you eat it up, you know that poison was in that motherfucker. And now you're going to die. But before you die, you had one good, nice, juicy apple with some poison in it.
Yeah.
And that's her son, Campbell. He going to tell you some good shit, just like Bambaataa told him some good shit. and told them good principles and went fuck them when the son was when he took him in the back and hit. So people, I appreciate y'all getting to know me. I appreciate the brother allowing me to come over and say what I had to say, and y'all get to hear from me and get to know me. And I'm gone before this computer blink out on us. So I appreciate it, bro.
All right, thanks again. I appreciate that. Take out the time, brother. I really appreciate that.
All right, peace.
Peace. Now,
see me again too. Just holler at me.
No doubt, I got you.
All right.
All right, peace.
Peace.
All right. Now, when the brother get off, I want the ones who just got to know Israel Doctrine, I want you to go up there, support and participate. Support and participate. These are the brothers. This is the brother and other ones in his channel they call his family that had done the work. They had tell the truth. These are the people that put their leaving their lives and their family what they doing. And we need to respect them too. I'm not gonna, I said the name earlier, but I'm not gonna say your names right now. No, I'm not gonna do that. But you know who you are. And on behalf of this channel and the ones who supported me, we thank you. We thank you so much, the brothers and the sisters that put in the work to preserve and protect our community. You got to do whatever you can to protect our community. That's what the brother is doing. That's what the other ones is doing in our community. So the Poppies, Lollipop, Flavor Boy, African Bambaataa, I ain't gonna say no names about him, that put a stain on hip hop and even our culture and the rest of the Zulu nation. And then we're not thinking about the ones that born into it right now. Then we're not even talking about the Nawapians that Malachi York had these people circling around. This is what we got to go against, family. So what Israel Doctrine did, he did the right thing. He didn't sit back. And I was getting some comments on the video that when I promote what I was going to talk to Israel Doctrine, I see some people saying he a rat, he did something. So what you expect him to do? What you expect him to sit back, not say nothing? But y'all are the same ones that crime committed of our people. Y'all don't say nothing. We can't even get up as a people to protect ourselves and protect our community where we live at. We don't even want to do that. Yeah, we see other sectors in our community of this, throughout this country. Yeah, but it's not a whole. And the ones who's put in the work, I commend you. You keep it up. Because I know you're not going to get the notoriety. This okay, but you're doing the work. Me, I'm doing the work. I'm not listening for it. I'm not looking for the popularity like them other people is. I appreciate that, Nerlin. So I want y'all to go and support my brother, Israel Doctrine Reload. And let's keep this fight going. He talks about the Bible and other things in our community. We need this brother around. And also, let me see. And also, I did a live stream about, it says, when Black woman is going to step up against other women violating our little boys and young men. I want you to go look at that because sooner or later, very soon, I'm going to do an aftermath. Because they are women pedophiles too. I'm gonna say it again. When black woman is going to step up against other women violating our little boys and young men, I want y'all to look that up and watch it. But after that's it's gonna be an aftermath. Now, why I said this? Because there are little boys have been threatened too. See, it does connect. So we gotta make sure to tighten this movement go. We gotta tighten this movement up. We cannot give up. We cannot let up. Now, when the people is all about wolf ticket, wolf talking, we let them go. But the fight is still on. The fight is still on. The fight is still on. We cannot let up. So it's going to be men's talk tonight, 9 o'clock Eastern time. The brothers, the one in here, Jaquel Thomas, the ones coming past the whole Israel Doctrine. When you get this, hope you join tonight, because we're gonna talk about some things tonight as men. We're gonna talk about our issues tonight. We're gonna talk about to find better ways to protect our community tonight. The brothers that usually come with, like Jaquel Thomas, he be on there sometimes. We have an excellent bill, and brothers is coming through. It's not enough brothers is stepping up and come through. We gotta protect our sisters, brothers. Sisters, you gotta look out for our brothers too. I know I get emotional, but I don't care what people think about me. I don't care. Thank you, Porticals. Thank you so much. I want y'all to look at that. But after you look at it, I want y'all to have, especially women, I want you to have a clear understanding, clear mindset. If you're gonna be judgmental, I would not advise you to look at it, and I advise you to listen to it. After you watch that, you're gonna say, "What is it?" It's gonna be an aftermath. I appreciate Brenda Johnson. I really appreciate that. I really do. And I want you to go share this. Because right this minute, Israel Doctrine is getting threatened from people in our community. They're a bunch of cowards. The black man and the black woman is threatening this man because he did the right thing. Now I know people gonna say, "What's up with me?" I don't care. It don't bother me. I ain't afraid of nothing. See, when you stand for righteousness, you cannot care what other people think about you. You cannot care what's come to get you. You can't think about that. I don't think of nothing like that. Because I want to stand with righteousness. I want to move with righteousness. I want my emotions move with righteousness. And I know that there are some sisters that say, "Oh, there's no brothers standing right." There's a whole lot of brothers standing in righteousness, but you don't want to see it. Vice versa too. The only way we get these cancers out that my brother Israel talking about, we got to work collectively. We just cannot work of certain phases. Oh, I got the money. I can put it to this, or I could do, but I'm not looking out for I'm looking for milk, but I'm not looking up to the ones who was in the hood. No, we all collectively got to work together. And that is the problem. Status. I did part 1 and 2. Want you to look for that. We got to make sure these fools understand. If you come after 2, you got to come after the whole family. You got to come after the whole community. So they know that our numbers is bigger than theirs. The time is now. The time is now to get this unrighteousness out of our community. This is the time to get these rotten weeds off in our community. We got to plant positively back in our community. And I know it sad, looks slim. And I understand, brothers and sisters. I get it. But it's our time, y'all. The OGs and the elders. I did part 1 and 2. Look out for that. Watch that too. The OGs and the elders right now, I'm talking to y'all right now. I'm talking about the black man and black woman. I know y'all haven't do it, but it's time we need you now. Or if not, y'all continue to stay away. And we gotta work collectively all the time, not sparingly. Let me say it again. We gotta work collectively all the time, not sparingly. Because that's why we're in this mess right now. And I'm not saying all of us in our community, because I know all of us, I ain't gonna say all, but majority of us in our community, we doing a great job, and I clap for you. Even I don't know, y'all doing a good job. I'm clapping for y'all. But it's just the few mess it up. They're just a few want to fuck up. They're just a few just deliberately just don't care. And it got to go. I know I run my mouth too much, but I just want to get out the truth, family. I just want to reassure Isreal Doctrine that we have his back, and the ones that is doing the work. And again, I want to thank y'all. Y'all know who you are. Thank you so much. And we have to let them know that we care and we love them. And we gotta let them know that they need our assistance collectively and consistently. Again, collectively. What do you mean choose my words carefully? That's a threat? Don't bother me. It doesn't make a difference to me. But tonight, Man's Talk, 9:00 p.m. Eastern Time. Share this. Tell people about it. And let's mobilize as a community. I want to thank you so much. On that note, Ghost.